This is a HeadGum original.
In 1977, NASA sent 2 solid gold records into space so that aliens might find them and understand life on Earth.
I send greetings on behalf of the people of our planet and friendly wishes to all who may encounter this Voyager.
Now, we're making new records with our friends.
Hola y saludos a todos.
We step out of our solar system into the universe seeking only peace and friendship. We know full well that our planet and all its inhabitants are but a small part of this immense universe that surrounds us.
Hello from the children of planet Earth.
Well.
Shelby,
Caleb.
how are you?
Well. You gotta stop asking.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
What do you think, in your professional opinion, and I know that you have studied this and spent a lot of time thinking about this, what do you think is going on with the temperature in this room?
Well, I think it's a good point.
Be honest with me!
Well, here's my actual genuine take.
Okay.
Confusing, the temperature.
Yeah.
Because I think when you said that, I was like, oh, is it hot in here? But then I was like, in a way it is, and in a way it's not. I feel like I'm in a rainforest.
Yeah, in the biggest way it is.
Yeah.
I would think in the biggest way it is.
It feels like I'm in the rainforest where sort of temperature is different a lot. And
How do you think you would fare in the rainforest?
which one?
I can't imagine there would be a massive difference for you.
No, there would.
Okay.
Depends on which animals are in there and where it is and
What are the
if it's on
different...
fire presently.
Okay. What are the different
If it's on
ones?
fire, I
Assume that none of them are on fire for the exercise.
I don't think I would fare well in the Amazon. Why? They have really crazy snakes.
It's big snakes over there?
They have the craziest. Our
Anya.
producer Anya.
Anya. Where's Anya going? Turn down. Oh, she turns off the AC. It gets hotter.
We're in a sauna.
I
By
could've-
the end, we are. Your shirt's
Dripping.
see-through. My shirt's dark green.
I could have brought it up before we recorded, but I wasn't actually expecting a change. I was just curious what you thought.
I feel as though I'm in a rainforest.
Casey, do you feel it's hot?
It's a little toasty in here.
Casey gets it. Shelby,
Caleb.
tell me about your life. Well, tell me what you want to tell me about your life.
I lost my wallet the other day, which was a really bad thing to happen.
Yeah,
to me.
I was implicated in that.
Yeah.
Shelby called me probably
No, I called you once. I called CG 100 times.
Shelby called my roommate, couldn't get a hold of her, then called me, so now I'm implicated in the wallet situation. Said, hey, did CG take my wallet? I said, no, why would I be? I wasn't involved. Anya, come on in. Anya, come on in.
Cross the camera.
Anya, wave as you go. Anya doesn't want to be on. So I got implicated in the wallet
Anya's
situation.
not a fan of the podcast. I forgot to tell you.
Oh, no, not a little freak. Not a little freak at all.
Not even kind of a little freak.
No.
But I did something really old Shelby, not present me. I won't take credit.
Okay.
Did something really smart,
Okay.
which was I had an old wallet that I put one credit card that I don't use in. Now I lost my wallet. Now I have my old credit card. So while I have to turn everything off and like whatever, I'm not out of the game. I can pay for stuff still. Isn't that kind of smart?
I will say, actually, that is really smart.
Thank you.
That is actually really smart.
So now I'm like, I got time. I'm not stressed. I got gas today. It was $1 million.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
I do know how it is because I will say gas was normal. Here's the timeline of events. Gas was normal for a long time. I bought a Jeep.
And then gas went up.
And the same day, the headlines were like, gas prices through the roof, skyrocketing. Nobody can believe the gas prices.
The news was like, get a Kia Soul.
Truly.
Wranglers are out, Kia Souls are in.
Wranglers
You heard
are
it here
out, and Kia Souls are hot.
Back to you with weather.
My gas price doubled. It went doubled.
How much is a full tank for you right now?
Like $100. And it's really bad for the environment.
Mine was $119.
Yeah, you drive a bigger car than I do. And I just got a big car.
Don't tell them that.
It's bad.
I drive an electric tiny smart card.
I drive a bicycle.
I was at the grocery store the other day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Which one?
I would call this sort of between the nautical one. When it comes to the nautical one and the one owned by the big bad,
Yeah.
this is sort of in between the two of them.
Erewhon.
No.
Okay. Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm wondering if you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I know Nautical and Big Bad
Are very clear, yeah.
I was like, got you.
And then there's one that kind of takes best parts of both.
CVS.
Exactly.
Okay.
No. But first of all, they were.
Oh, Walmart.
You think that's the crossroads between nautical and big bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I would never go in there.
Big mistake.
One time when Shelby and I lived together, I watched her take a fingers full of Sprouts from the fridge, eat it raw, and go, yum, yum, yum. And I'm not kidding. That was the day that I was like, when the lease is up, I'm moving out. I was like, I'll say it was about the cat, but it's about the Sprouts.
They're crisp. They're cold. They're nutritious.
That's another thing Shelby does. When you try to go to a meal with Shelby, you'll say, what are you in the mood for? And she'll say, something cold.
Yeah.
That's what she gives you.
Sometimes I want something cold. So I was at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Line was long. Crazy. They could not get it under control.
That happened to me at Zebulon the other night.
There was four self-service registers. I was only buying 3 things. I said, that's for me.
Yeah.
Then a guy was going through and he had a cart full of like 36 items and a lot of them were produce that he'd have to weigh out.
Yeah.
To me, you're not eligible for self-checkout. You have to talk to a person.
Yeah.
That many things, you're required to have a conversation before you leave the building.
You made that up for you.
But I think that that's true.
36 items can't do self-checkout, you're saying.
I think
What's the limit? What's the number for you?
I think it should be sort of like the Express, where it's like you have 11 or less.
11 or less?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to understand your rules. So that
You
I can
disagree.
engage
You
with
think
your
you can
thought.
have as many items as you want?
Right
for self-checkout?
now, at this moment, I'm in a space of just hearing your rules,
Okay.
and then I will give a judgment.
Okay.
So 11 or less for self-checkout. Keep telling
I think,
your
or
story.
12 or less. Like, it has to be under 20
No, that's
for sure.
interesting.
Well, 12 feels like an even number, which I feel a little bit more in
Compelled
tune
by.
with. Yeah,
15,
but
what about 15?
this is something that has haunted
If
me my
you don't
entire
stand
life.
for something, you'll fall for anything. You were willing to go to 15 just
No, I wasn't. I was going to say that I have this problem with volume, where I want all volume to be on an even number, but when it's at like 16, I'm like, well, why not 15?
15 feels more even than 16.
Yes.
15 feels way more even than 16.
15 is an even number.
So you would go to 15.
No, I would stick at 12.
Your principles are always for sale.
I would stick at 12, but if I had said 14, I would have gone to 15. Do you know what I mean? So I was annoyed with this guy, but I was sort of looking around, just sort of like, waiting and looking around, looking if there's anything around for me to buy now that I'm just sort of sitting around waiting.
Well, that's what they want you to do, by the way.
And there was hot Cheeto lip balm, and it made me
Happy! I got some of it! Is that what you were going to say?
it made me actually think about like mortality and welcoming it back into my life in a more powerful way.
How do you mean?
I wanted to be dead.
Sure.
And
Sure.
there's so many things about it. I like hot Cheetos. It's a good snack. It's fun. It's crunchy. It's hot. It's cheesy. What not to like?
Yeah.
Except for the culture around it. Why would I put that on my lips as a balm?
Yeah.
I've never eaten one and been like, damn, my lips feel amazing after
Would be kind of
these.
creizy to put some of that on though, and then give someone head, right?
Infection. You
That
get
could
an
be-
infection.
That could be that could be spicy in the good way.
That could be if
Would
that
it feel good? We don't know.
I have a pretty
Maybe we
good
should
feeling
find
that
out.
that's
No, I'm just kidding. What'd you say?
a quick way to have to go to the doctor. I was so infuriated by the idea of hot Cheeto lip balm that I thought about it for an entire 3 hours in a row.
It's insane, by the way. I'm on your side. Would you do 13 items?
No.
I don't believe you.
13
I
would be
don't
a
believe-
terrible
I do
number of
not
items. It's
believe-
unlucky.
A single mother walks up to you at Sprouts.
I'm not
Hold
saying-
on now. You are in charge of the self-checkouts at Sprouts.
Okay.
A single mother walks up to you.
Okay.
A single mom who works too hard, who loves her kids and never stops. She has 13 items. She's in a hurry. She got a baby on her chest, baby on her back. She's dual strapped. 13 items in the cart. You count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
If anyone counted my items at the self-checkout, I would punch them in the face.
13. Oh no, she came up 13. You would impose the rule of 12. Now what do? Do you
I
turn her away?
genuinely think if you're working, if you're the person working the self checkout, you're the one for when the light goes off. You have to go over there. I think it is an eye test. I think if you're counting,
You eye test it and you see 13 items.
I
You turn
wouldn't
the
know it's
single mom
13.
away?
No, if I eye tested, I would be like, that seems roughly like the right amount.
You eye test it. It's 15.
Ugh.
Do you turn her away?
I say, go talk to someone and they'll help you out. You shouldn't have to, if you're a single mom, 2 kids strapped on either
You
side.
shouldn't have to. Ever the politician, no. You shouldn't have to check out. But that wasn't the question, was it?
No, you shouldn't have to work. You're going to work a job. Now, I don't even understand why we like self-checkout, and I love it.
Shelby Wolstein flips on policy regarding Sprout's self-checkout. You saw it here first, folks.
First of all, I don't know why we like self-checkout. I like it. I prefer it. I'll do it every time. I am now an employee? For what reason? Why wouldn't I let someone else do the job?
Answer the question.
I will say, at the nautical one, they take the basket for you and they do it all for you. And I prefer that to a self-checkout because I don't have to put something on a belt. But to put something on a belt, it's like I'm already checking out, you know?
Yeah.
So all that's to say...
A veteran comes up to you. He's a veteran of war. Regardless of how you feel about it.
Get on my knees, suck his dick. Just kidding. What if that's true?
Our guest today is a writer from New Jersey. Her writing has appeared in publications such as The New Yorker, Vanity Fair, Vulture, and more. She lives in Los Angeles with her partner and a very small cat. Her book, Girls Can Kiss Now.
Which is true legally also.
It's true legally that Girls Can Kiss Now is, it's her debut essay collection, and it's out now! We are so excited for our guest today.
She's talented, she's funny, she's severely online.
And she's been DMing both of us in really, really sexy ways. We can't say that.
Yes, you can.
Can't say that.
You already did.
Jill is a friend.
Casey, we
of the
can't
pod.
cut that.
Jill's a friend of the pod. We're so excited for our guest today. Please put your paws, fins, and flippers together for our close friend, Jill Gutowitz. Hi, Jill.
Hi. My old friends from birth, actually.
Yeah.
Shelby longer than me though because of her age.
Right.
We are 100 days apart.
Jill, how are things?
Things are good. I'm actually sitting on a very unstable chair right now, which I have to say is making me nervous. It broke moments before this, and right before we got on, my girlfriend and I were flipping the chair over and screwing it back. And there's a piece sitting here that I just found.
Oh my god.
I'm just if at any point I quite literally drop out of frame.
Casey, put some ominous music behind that. I actually broke a chair the other day, and it really, really, really was not a good vibe for me. I had a bad time with it.
Oh, I've broken some chairs.
I was sitting talking to people. I was in the middle of a sentence, and the chair fell. That was bad, but it fell so slow that also, like, every face that I made was, like, very perceptible. Like, it was, like, it wasn't fast where I was just, like, I hit the ground. It was, like, the chair first, like, hit and then slowly tilted back, and it rusted out all the way, and I really, really did eat shit.
Jill, I have a question for you. You seem to me like someone, and again, we're close. You seem to me like someone who has multiple chairs in your house. Why not change the chair out?
Honestly, it was just that it happened truly 1 second before I got on.
Oh my God, timely queen. She said, I will not be 5 seconds late to sit in a stable chair.
No, and I think it's also like, there's definitely, like, my girlfriend and I, between us both, there's definitely some toxic masculinity in this house of, like, the, like, like, the lesbian urge to just be like, I got it, I fixed it. So we're just gonna see.
I'm sorry to say, I had the craziest urge to ask you who's the boy and who's the girl. I'm obsessed. Every time I see a gay couple, I think of that. And
What?
Who's the boy and who's the girl is so funny to me because straight people ask that.
But you also ask that.
I'm not asking. I said I had the urge.
Oh, okay.
Jill just said they both wanted to fix the chair.
They're both the boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're both the boy. They said it couldn't be done. Two lesbians, both the boy.
I actually told Jill before the recording, which I don't usually tell our guests and just let them assume, if we say anything homophobic, we're kidding. And Jill said, okay. Wait, you have a brand new book out.
I do. Wait,
Stop joking around, Jill. You're here
Can you
because you have
stop
a brand new
joking for
book
like 15
out.
seconds so we can talk about
yeah.
something?
Sorry, guys.
Jesus
I thought we were doing a
Christ.
comedy moment.
No, it's a big serious moment for publishing.
No, this podcast isn't even meant to be funny.
What? Tell everyone about the book so they can go buy it. I dare you.
Yeah, okay, wow. If you dare me, it's called Girls Can Kiss Now. It is my debut book of personal essays. I would say it is an even blend of like humorous, analytical essays about film and TV, and also a like coming of age tale of my own embarrassing life.
I am obsessed. And when are we making it into a movie, do you think?
Very soon, very soon. I've actually
do we
been talking
play?
to Steven Spielberg.
And who do Shelby and I play in it?
Yeah, who do we
fuck.
play?
I think you guys, well, I was going to say, Caleb, you could play me or my girlfriend since we are both the boy.
Right.
I'll fix the chair. Was that good or no?
Killed it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll play like what, the cat?
Yeah, well, she's a part of it, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shelby can play the bookshelf.
Oh,
Shelby can, look at the bookshelf. It's in the background.
Yeah.
gorgeous. I don't know if I'm hot enough.
No, stop. That's the kind of shit that Hollywood wants us to think, but that's not real.
Look at it.
You could be the bookshelf.
No, honestly, like look at the bookshelf.
Jill's like, get me off.
No, I'm like, look at it.
Move, look.
I see the resemblance.
Oh my god, thank you.
Oh my god.
I screamed into the mic.
You screamed.
I spiked.
You did spike.
Fuck.
Wait.
Huh?
Do you wanna? I don't like bringing this up, but do you wanna tell?
Oh,
Do you wanna
God,
tell Jill
this
why
is
we
so
brought her here?
embarrassing.
Oh, fuck.
We brought you on. We brought you onto the podcast for a reason.
Oh, no.
We're sending stuff to space.
We're actually doing it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We were wondering if there was anything you wanted us to send when we sent our big
As like
package.
your record kind of
like
thing.
as a record of humanity.
Wow, that's a lot to take in, and I was actually super underprepared. I have about 5 off the top of my head, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll work.
That'll work. That'll do.
Yeah.
That's no worries.
Something I feel like I would love to send to space. Is that the format? Is that how I should start the sentence?
Yeah.
You can say it however, literally say it however you want.
It's your episode. Literally, if this whole episode you're like, I don't want to talk about that, I actually just want to insult you guys or something crazy, we'd be like, and that's the episode, babe.
Okay, so something I feel that is important to me that I would send to space, some memorabilia, is all of my like AOL Instant Messenger chats.
Fuck.
Yeah, fuck.
Fuck. You would release those?
I would for posterity. Like, I think that it is important to record. I was so nasty. Like, just so mean. And I feel like coming of age in the 2000s,
I thought you meant nasty sexy.
I was getting there. It was like a two.
I was
Okay.
in middle school and I knew what you meant by nasty.
Yeah, no, like me and other girls calling each other like skanks, like that kind of nasty. But then, so that's more of like the like AIM conversations. But then once you get into the chat rooms, that's where it gets nasty. Yeah.
Age, sex, location.
Yeah.
Some lying, I'm sure, going on. Did you ever find out that you were not in a group of friends from someone's like AIM profile?
Wow, yeah. That just like blew me back in time. Yeah, like all
when
the
they would
things
put
of-
like initials or something. Did you ever like think like, oh, I'll be in this, and then it would be like, oh, I guess okay.
Yeah. No, it was like in someone's was it their profile? Is that what you?
There was the AIM buddy profile, and then there was the away message.
Yeah.
The away messages would usually like have some call out to something clicky.
Yeah.
But the buddy profile is when you would be like, this is my boyfriend's initials and the date we got together, and then
Yes.
at the time boyfriends now.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
At the time it would be like Justin, heart,
Yeah.
Justin. He cheated on me while I was at summer camp.
Whoa.
You shouldn't have gone out of town. mean, give him a break. I have a vivid memory of it wasn't AOL, but I have a vivid memory of a Facebook message between me and a girl in my class that I was trying to date. Okay. And it was like, hey, Katie, do you want to go to the movies on Friday night? And this is literally word for word because it's seared. And she was like, sure, sounds like fun. And I was like, oh, wait, don't you have a boyfriend? I knew she had a boyfriend. I literally, this is such drama.
She was like, exactly how AIM happened.
She was like, yeah, I don't think he would care if we went to a movie. And I was like, well, I kind of meant not just as friends. I mean, and she was like, oh, yeah, I mean, he wouldn't like that. I mean, and this is how I was doing heterosexuality.
Yeah, no, but I feel like everything about AIM was like so ham-fisted. Like even like the like away messages of like excluding people and being like, BRB hanging out with Samantha, Lindsay, and Erin only.
Yes. Hit the cell if you need me.
And then everyone else, like Jill, would look at it and be like, oh my God. Like, why are they all hanging out without me? There's no mystery.
I'm not Samantha, Erin, or Lindsay. My life is over, actually.
Exactly.
Did you ever... Well, there was also, like, the culture of, like, there's two things I have in my head. One is the culture of, like, to talk to someone else, to talk to some, like, the game of telephone that existed within AIM. You would, like, see someone online, you'd be like, oh, Alex is on. So you'd be like, I'm going to message Robbie and be like, do you know, like, who do you like? So that you could be like, I kind of like Robbie. And then, like, try and get, like, that to happen. You would be like, oh, that's crazy. I kind of like Robbie, or you would be like, who do you like to like the person you liked? And then they would be like, I don't know, not anyone. And you'd be like, me either, LOL. Like, log off. Me either. I actually don't. I've never
liked anyone either or been liked. Love
it. This is going to make me seem crazy. Did you guys ever create fake ones?
No.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Thank God.
Yeah.
We used to create them all the time and be like who we would then keep doing the like who do you like of it all and all of that from like this now anonymous.
Yeah, no, totally. I went to a school that like there were like I don't know 100 people in my entire grade, like really small school, and we would still like do this thing of like inventing a fake screen name that was like
I'm new in school.
And I'd message somebody and be like, hey, oh, this is Erin. Again, I'm gonna use Erin. And they would be like, what? And I would be like, yeah, I'm new here. I'm actually starting next week. So who do you like? Like, tell me, like trying to get the tea before I...
And who is Erin to you in real life?
Yeah, the chokehold that Erin had on you in middle school, apparently.
Oh my God. She was so hot, you guys. No. We can't talk about her. No.
We can't talk about leave Erin out of it.
You know what? Now I'm like really having flashbacks. Oh my God. Okay. There was the naming people in your profile or in your away message that was like on the nose, you know you're excluded. Yeah. But do you remember when people would put like the same quote or like the same little like they would be like it would be like the same lyric or something and you would be like they talked about that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
They had a
or it would be like an inside joke that they all just put in.
They stole that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, like if somebody put up like the same Fall Out Boy lyric as you and you would just be like, okay,
Stolen
like
valor.
That was literally my thing.
That was you stole valor from me. You wore an army uniform to the mall. That's the equivalent. You're stealing my valor.
I remember with MySpace, like having the top 8s, I found it to be really cool. And I like did that thing where you could code it to be like a top 24 or whatever. Oh. I was like, I don't want anyone to be left out. And then someone very cool took out top altogether. Like they did the hard coding to take it out.
Oh my God.
And it was quite genuinely the hottest thing that's ever happened. To be like, I actually don't fucking care.
I can't tell you guys. Shelby, we might have talked about this. Joe, I know that we haven't yet. I like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I archived every Instagram post I've ever made because I was just like, I don't know, kind of. I'm in
manic.
I'm in kind of a weird place lately, and I'm tired of being perceived a little bit, but also crave it desperately. And so I took down all my Instagram posts.
As you might know, he unarchived them.
I didn't. Only like 10 of them. You go look at my profile, but. What I'm trying to tell you is in the same way of taking away top 8, you would not believe and I was not doing it for attention, literally exact opposite. The number of people who messaged me and were like, okay, hot girl reset. Like that.
Yeah.
People were so like magnetized to this.
No, it's hot.
There was something
It's
so
hot.
powerful and like so unattainable to me about someone being like, I actually do, like
No top
I
8.
do not need the top 8. Whereas I was like,
Yeah.
how many can I put in here? I want everyone
It's-
to be my close friend.
Yeah, it does feel like a timeless hot / cool factor to like not want an online presence at all. Like of any age. Like now, back during MySpace, like if you were like, yeah, I actually don't need this. I don't need a top 8. I don't need anyone to have me in my top 8. Or like, I don't need an Instagram presence. Don't need to be interacting. Timelessly cool.
Couldn't be me.
Effortlessly,
Couldn't be me.
timelessly hot. Could not be me. I really don't have what it takes.
No, me either.
I wish I did.
I crave.
Yeah, no, I also was just thinking about like, you know, that experience of like when you know somebody that like you like is gonna like show up at the bar or the party or whatever, and you're like there and you're trying to not be like, oh shit, like I'm here before them and like I'm definitely not looking for them. I used to like do that, but online, like waiting for my crush's like door slam on AIM to happen. Like just loser shit, and then would like message them, be like, "Oh my god, hey, I just got online too, right before you. What's up?" Like,
Obsessed. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, the door slam was visceral to me because there was also, I had a friend who, her internet must have been fucking bad, like always in and out, and so she was always signing on, signing off, and her sound wasn't the normal door slam, door creak or whatever,
right?
But it was and if I had sound on my computer, it was truly like for the entire time I was logged on, just because she would sign on and off and on and off and on and off and on and off. And I was like, okay. Like, and now anytime that song comes on, I'm like, God damn it. Like log off, Megan.
The day they do that on Hurdle, you're gonna fucking clean house.
I totally forgot that you could even change the sounds.
I don't think I was on AIM or
That's fucked up. I'm sorry, that's fucked up.
It might be.
It's fucked up.
Well,
wait, maybe you are like timelessly cool. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I met someone who this past week I met someone who I don't want to say her name because I don't want to make her feel weird. But if she wouldn't hear this. But it's
Anna
Delvey. Anna Delvey, and also Anna Wintour. I was out with the Annas. And no, someone who I would say is famous and who I've been like internet friends with. We met in person for the first time, and Jill, she told me, I didn't think you would be like fun. Like she was like,
wow.
She was like, I didn't think you'd be outgoing, is what she meant to say. But I was like, what kind of energy am I giving?
Oh, I remember. Okay.
Is it like because you're like online at all? Because I feel like I've definitely like met people who have like an online presence who are like super fucking weird in real life, you know? Like maybe she was assuming that you were like funny online, but then couldn't get it IRL.
Couldn't get it. Yeah, I think she explained, like, because I immediately was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, please explain.
I was like, fuck you. And she totally was like, no, it's just because you're like kind of dry online sometimes. I thought maybe you'd be whatever. And she also did clock me appropriately because we were talking about going out. I was like, I'm going to Zebulon at midnight tonight. And she was like, that does not feel like you. And she's right. That's not me. I'm going through something.
It's sort of the new Caleb.
I'm going through something.
Yeah.
But I
sort
want
of
to forget.
Caleb 2022.
That's not important. Jill, when you say crush, were you crushing on girls at the time?
No.
Wow.
I was like stupid. I don't know. I mean, I really feel like I didn't know until I was like 23.
Wow.
And I was like actively like pursuing boys at the time. And I think I just I totally just like didn't know. I mean, like looking back, there's so much I can point to, obviously, where I'm like, oh, like this friend I liked like that. But I think I just didn't know that was an option. Like I literally I didn't like hear about lesbians until I was like for sure in high school or middle school, like New Jersey.
Well, I'm curious.
A famously pretty straight.
Very straight Jersey.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you were. I feel like it's half and half when I talk to lesbians who were trying to date guys at that time. Did you find yourself trying to date guys who later turned out to be gay, or were you more dating guys that were straight but were like people you'd maybe be buddies with now?
I think that, well, the thing is that, like, I really never had a lot of luck. Like, I think, like, like they knew or something. Like, they always saw me as, like, the buddy. And I was, like, throughout, like, middle school and high school being, like, why am I always friend zoned? Like, all these guys always think that, like, I just want to be friends. And, like, no one ever likes me like that. Which is so funny because then, like, when I actually, like, did like start like dating like men, like obviously I didn't like them.
Right.
But
they were correct. You do want to be buddies.
I think speaking of like in middle school terms, like I was not critically thinking about any of the people I was pursuing. Like it was like, this is a guy who I guess I should try and date. And they're not someone I would be buddies with. And they're not someone that's gay now. They were just online at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like,
it was like proximity.
Either proximity or someone was like, they kind of like you. And I was like, I guess. Like, and I never thought to think like, okay, do I? Like, I was just kind of like, okay, sure. Yeah, okay. And then it took till later in life to be like, okay, do I like people?
Yeah. I want to say something that I'm actually scared to say because I thought this was like an experience that was maybe normal. And my girlfriend, I said it to her pretty recently and she was like, that's serial killer shit. Like, I don't know, like I can't connect to that at all. So I want to know if this is like an experience that anyone else in this world has. Because I had absolutely no connection to any boys at the time and would truly pick them at random, like we were just saying, like
Queen.
Yeah. Slay.
Slay queen.
I would literally like sit with my like best friend Taylor and like look through the yearbook before there was like online profiles really, and we would literally like point to somebody and be like we would call it shopping and we'd be like maybe him. I know he doesn't have a girlfriend and he's like kind of cute and like he's in our class.
I think we literally just like shopping is the problem.
The shopping is the problem.
Before that, I was like, okay, like you gotta look at them somehow. You gotta get them all.
The only thing I can imagine worse than calling dating shopping is maybe calling it hunting. But shopping is pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But you were a kid.
It was literally like we were like putting the pieces together of like, well, what makes sense? And then I would like literally like forge a connection with this person and be like, I like Luke. That's it. I like Luke. And then Luke wouldn't like me and I would be like, what the fuck? Like
what the fuck? I literally bought you out of the yearbook.
Yeah, I literally pointed at you and then decided it was going to be you.
Okay, like, I guess something's off kilter. I went to all-girls school, so I didn't know any of the boys we only knew in middle school, like, from dances or, like, going to the movies in a group hang. Or if somehow you got a hold of each other's AIM screen names. I think that's why it was such a big part of my life.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because we were like, okay, like this is how we talk to them. And then you would go in like a group date to the movies and everyone would have to be like matched up. And if it was an odd number, it was like one of the most chaotic experiences you could imagine.
Yeah.
I think Go ahead, Joe.
No, I was just going to say, well, that's interesting. That AIM was the big connector.
Well, because we didn't have, I didn't have their yearbook. I think that would be serial killer stuff. If I got a hold of their yearbook. And I was like, okay, let's get in there. Like, that would have been scary. Only if, like, a friend had a brother. But so for us, it was like you either meet them at a dance, but then you would be like, I think some of them might not be there, like, sick or something. Or bar bat mitzvahs. When you were 13, that's when you really got to know people. When I was 13, that's actually, Caleb, you don't know this, that's a really sad poem.
What?
When I was 13.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm reading a lot about bat mitzvahs right now.
Why?
It's for a thing. It's for a work thing right now, and I'm learning a lot. And you
can interview me.
I've wanted to text you several times.
Hasn't done it.
But I don't want to be a burden. The hard part about like Jill, you were saying that you forced the connection with Luke and then he wouldn't be into you. That's really devastating. That's like the most devastating. Like when you do endeavor to change everything about yourself for someone and they still don't like you.
That's awful.
That's really tough. I mean, that was like, and most people grow out of it. I feel like by like 17 or so, I think people grow out of it. It was very much into my early 20s where I was like, I did everything you wanted and I'm still not it. What's going on?
Yeah. No, I feel like I had like gay delayed adolescence. So like even after I was doing that for like men, which I didn't even like or connect to. Yeah. Then I would like meet a girl and be like, holy fuck, like I'm feeling all these things for the first time. And then if I didn't like something that she liked, I would just decide I liked that thing because I don't want to lose this.
Yeah.
I gotta have this.
I
This
can't
is good.
say if this goes away, then what do I have?
Yeah, right. So yeah, I would actually say I got over that pretty late in life.
Last month. I actually just last month decided.
I just closed that chapter with my therapist. She said, I think we beat the odds.
Jill, what do you want so like, okay, imagine that we get all of your messages, your AIM messages, and AIM or AIM?
Both.
Yeah.
No worries. So we get all of those, a big transcription of those. We send them to the aliens. They get them. They somehow know how to read them. What do you want them to understand about humanity through these messages?
Okay, see, I actually feel like this is a really easy way for aliens to, like, understand human beings because everything was so ham-fisted at the time. Like, we were just saying the thing all the time, whether it was an away message or a profile or our conversations of just being, like, you know, I just feel like they could really easily piece together, unlike now with, like, inside Twitter jokes amongst, like, a group of truly 14 people, which, like, just, like, obscure moments on Twitter that pass by in a day and then it's gone.
Right.
They could look at these messages and be like, okay, so Shelby was messaging this person and this person was, you know, fielding these questions about Robbie. Oh, she likes Robbie. You know, like, it's just, like, simple.
Right, like, if you read stuff now, it's going to say things like, some of y'all think you're doing something, but it's really not it. And it used to just be Caitlyn is a skank. You know, like,
Exactly.
That used to be so easy.
It used to be like, I'm hanging out with these friends. You can text me if you need me.
Yeah.
LOL. And then, like...
And kiss me through the phone with, like, 7 stars around it.
Right. That's the other thing is there was truly, like, 8 songs out at the time. And so, like, it was, like, a really good snapshot of culture at the time.
I think we have to take a break, but... To send us to break, what would you put as your away message right now?
Right now,
to go to break.
Moment.
Hit the cell, X.
Oh my God! Cool energy!
Hot girl Jill! Hit the cell, X.
X.
This podcast is sponsored by
BetterHelp Online Therapy.
Relationships take work.
A lot of us will drop anything to go help someone we care about.
We'll go out of our way to treat other people well, but how often do we give ourselves the same treatment, me wonders?
This month, BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you to take care of the most important relationship.
The one you have with yourself.
Whether it's hitting the gym,
Making time for your haircut.
or even trying therapy.
You are your greatest asset, I've always said.
So invest the time and effort into yourself like you do for other people.
Just like Shelby and I do. We go get our haircut. We go to the gym.
And now we go to therapy.
And now we go to therapy. And we're hearing lots of unsettling things. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist.
So you don't even have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to.
It's much more affordable than in-person therapy.
And you can be matched with a therapist in under 24 hours.
Give it a try and see why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp online therapy.
This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Keeping Records listeners get 10% off their first month of BetterHelp.com/golden.
This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Keeping Records listeners get 10% off their first month of BetterHelp.com/golden. That's BetterHelp.com/golden.
BetterHelp.com/golden.
Go over there and check it out, everybody.
You're gonna like what you find.
Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this episode.
Get some help, my friends.
If life is going for you anyway, like it's going for me and Shelby,
You're gonna want to get it at BetterHelp.com.
Welcome back.
Jill, you have escaped by the skin of your teeth something.
Jill, you have no idea. We
You
used
have
to
no
do a
idea
segment
what
here.
you have gotten away with just now.
And we had to get rid of it because it was ultimately so embarrassing for us. But we have a different segment that we do want you to do.
Which is called Delete It.
Basically, we want to know what's something so embarrassing in all of humanity that you want to delete it from the records entirely.
Before you get started.
It doesn't have to be any of the big stuff.
It doesn't have to be big. So it does not. You don't have to save the world right now. You just have to save like one person from something embarrassing.
Yeah. Okay, so like when I first started thinking about this, I was thinking about like the idea of compulsory heterosexuality. But I think I want to narrow in on something within that sphere that has bothered me so immensely for so long, and I feel like it needs to be called out and ended, like, finally. When straight women are, like, with their lesbian friend or with any of their friends, and they're, like, they, like, grab, I don't know if you've had this experience, they grab your sleeve if you're wearing, like, a blazer or a jean jacket or something, and they're like, cuff the sleeve. And they, like, make you roll up the sleeve because they say it's better. And this makes me angry, and I also think that this is, like, kind of a slur. I think, like, if a lesbian is wearing a suit jacket, do not tell her to cuff the sleeve.
This is a slur.
Do you know what I'm talking about, though? Or
Yes.
is this another? Okay. And it's, like, that, and also specifically, like, straight women will wear a, like, leather or denim jacket over their shoulders and not put their arms in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and that really bothers me too. And I have, like, a straight sister, and my straight sister,
Thank you.
she's very hot.
I have one too.
She's like a very, like, hot femme version of me because we look very similar. So she's always, like, putting a jacket over my shoulders and being like, no, like this. And I'm like, no, like, the arms go in the sleeves. Like, I'm about efficiency and comfort.
Lesbians need to be tactical. It does not work.
No, I'm literally not interested in looking like that. Like, I you know what I mean? Like, I want to be comfortable. So for me, like, I need to delete this, like, forever. Like, if one more woman tells me to cuff my sleeves, like, it's hateful.
I think I will say that whole rant would have been so problematic if you didn't have a straight sister. But because you have a straight sister, I do feel like you're allowed to speak on this because you love someone who's straight and you're just speaking on something that bothers you. That's beautiful.
Right. And I don't want her to feel, like, othered or, like, gross or, like, you know, like, it's normal.
Yeah.
But it is something that I need to call out.
Telling a lesbian to cuff their sleeves is a slur.
It's
That
a
is
slur.
so funny.
The jackets over the shoulder thing is such a thing. It also does not make sense to me. I don't understand it. I don't understand how they stay. I think my shoulders are sloped wrong. Like, if I try to do that, it will fall.
Built different.
And then what if I need to do something?
I know, I have, like, the lesbian hunch, and, like, it's simply not going to stay up.
And I don't know how it's staying up for other people. It feels wrong. It feels like they have fashion tape in there or something going on that's making it happen. And I don't want the wizardry. I want the shirt, this jacket, like the jacket. It's a jacket with arms.
Right. And
if I wanted a cape, I'd buy a cape.
Thank you. Yes. Took the words out of
And
my
I
mouth.
promise you, I'm not buying a cape.
I really thought you were going to say, and I promise you, I want a cape.
No,
so I was like,
I don't want a cape. I don't
not a
understand
cape.
them.
Not a cape, but like a cloak. Like a hooded.
I could get a cloak. I couldn't because, and you know this more than anything, that's actually not true. You're going to feel like this was me calling you a bully, and I don't think it is. I think you would just be honest with me about this. If I wore a cloak, I would look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
No. Now, why would I be implicated in that? I was gonna say you'd look too much like Little Red Riding Hood because you have cherubic little cheeks and kind of a jolly presence.
Cloak, people would be like, "Oh my god!"
Back to the clock tower, bitch. Back to the clock tower, bitch. What are you doing walking around down here?
I think I genuinely
Guard
think
the clock, bitch.
if I was in a cloak, someone would literally kill me, and they would be celebrating.
You should have been out here.
Because it would be like heroic to have killed me.
The townspeople will cheer when we take your life.
Yeah.
Back to the tower.
If I like walked down the sidewalk in Silver Lake in a cloak,
That's how I feel
would
in a
get
t-shirt.
murdered.
That's
and
how I
people
feel in just
the
a
news
t-shirt.
would be like, vigilante has.
You look like a new Batman villain. We gotta deal with this bitch.
Vigilante slayed a really, really bad person in clothes. And they'd get a key to the city.
Two of my friends were at a bar in LA on Friday, and a girl walked up to them, or a woman, I suppose. Sorry, fuck, canceled. A woman walked up to them and said, I looked at them both up and down and said, "I'm a stylist and we can fix this." And then started like put one of their hair up in a ponytail, tied the other one's shirt in a different way, like started just like going to work on them.
Oh my
and
God.
they were like, "Isn't that sweet?" And I was like, I would have
Did they look better?
They did look better. She did fix it.
Oh no!
She did fix it, but just I would have been mad at her. But they were like, grateful.
Oh, I would have like left my body, and I think like
they did look better. She did fix it.
Like all of the anger I have around this comes from like existing formerly in a group of like only straight friends, obviously, like in high school, and like even like reuniting with like a group of straight women. Like it's like I don't want to be treated the same. I don't want you to come up to me and cuff my sleeves or be like, let me like paint your toenails. I'm like, I don't want to paint it. You know what I mean? I'm gay. You're not. We don't understand each other. It's fine.
We're never going to get along.
You're not. We don't understand each other. It's fine.
Like I just like when people are adjusting me and my clothes, like it really like I don't know, it really like irks something deep, and it feels like slurs.
I agree. You're allowed to feel that way. And they shouldn't be touching you, Jill. They shouldn't be touching your sleeves.
I know. Get off my sleeves.
Get off my sleeves.
Straight women.
For once, get off my sleeves.
Straight women, get off my sleeves.
Jill, what's the next item on your records?
I would like to talk about the movie Freaky Friday. I'd like just the
Thank you.
This is the least brave thing I've ever said as a gay person.
Thank you.
I want to talk about Freaky Friday.
Yeah, and please do.
Yeah, I was going to pick something like specific from the movie, but there's just so much, you know, it's so rich. Yeah, right. Any of the songs, the guitar that Jamie Lee Curtis plays, the streak in Lindsay Lohan's hair, like there's just so much rich culture in there. And I think that it is not only like a snapshot of the year 2007, I believe, but also, wait, was it 2007 or was it earlier? I think it was like 2004.
Anya's fact checking you.
I'm not 100% sure. Anya, what do we have?
The mid-aughts.
The mid-aughts.
Find out. I'm going to guess, okay, Jill says 2007. I'm going to say 2005.
I think it was 4.
I'm going to go 2003.
It was 2003. It was 2003.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Shelby cheated.
I did cheat.
Wow.
I cheated.
So I think not only is it a snapshot of the year 2003, but it's also like everything that I thought was good about the world at that point in my life. You know what I mean? Like, I think that I was so horny for Lindsay Lohan, like just in general. But also like everything about it, it was so deeply aspirational for me as a teen, as like not a teen, an adolescent. I wanted to go to Wango Tango, you know, I wanted to play at Wango Tango. I wanted to be in a hot girl band, all of the things. I don't know. It's a perfect film.
Do you think that one of the worst things a parent can do is take the door off its hinges and leave you with no privacy? That happens in that movie, and I have always been like, that's crazy.
It really is crazy.
I actually think within the same extended cinematic universe, one of the worst things you can do as a parent is separate your twin daughters and not tell them about each other.
Yes, thank you. When you said you can't touch. So you said something and you counted it down, but I was thinking of
I'm gay.
I have class
You're
and
not.
you don't. That was all I could think of. You know the difference between you and me? I have class and you don't.
You don't. I also think Freaky Friday is a powerful case study in the complicated relationships between mothers and their daughters.
Wow. That was actually really brave.
I'm kidding, of course.
I want to leave.
No,
I
but
don't
I mean, in a way, right?
Anymore.
I think there's like a lot of queerness in that movie.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
I mean, on all sides, even like the Jamie Lee Curtis of it all, the Lindsay Lohan of it all, but also even like Chad Michael Murray having like a MILF crush on
Something
Jamie Lee
about
Curtis.
That was gay.
That's the Jamie Lee Curtis of it
That
all.
relationship was the gayest of the whole movie.
Absolutely.
Totally. Like, I don't know, his hair, his leather jacket, like the baby one more time of it all. It's gay. I don't know. I can't explain it.
I want to thank you for bringing up, and it's not only relevant to Freaky Friday and this podcast in this moment, but generally more people need to be as brave as you are, Jill, in bringing up, frankly, the Jamie Lee Curtis of it all.
Yeah.
The Jamie Lee Curtis of it all doesn't get discussed nearly enough.
No. And she's very hot.
She's very hot, and that's part of it all.
I think that both Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. I feel kind of embarrassed to say this, but I think they gave an incredible performance in that movie because the entire time, start to finish, believed that the other one was in the other one's body. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. No. Okay.
You were like 15 years old though, Shelby.
But I would still watch it today and be like, this is, yeah.
I talk about this all the time. I feel like Lindsay has a bad rap right now, but I actually think she is like an amazing actress. Like when we were teens, she was literally like the funniest comedic actress in the world.
Amanda Bynes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They were the two of them.
Well, let's also not forget the Lindsay Lohan star vehicle, Georgia Rule.
How could we forget?
How could we forget her performance in Georgia Rule?
I could forget it because I've never not only seen it, but heard of it.
You've never seen the Jane Fonda, Lindsay Lohan film?
I haven't seen it either.
Georgia, really, you guys?
Yeah.
Sounds like it wasn't.
It's quite good.
What's the prem?
Oh,
Sounds really good.
It's complicated to choose where to begin.
Is this movie real?
It's complicated to choose where to begin. You should watch it. It's Lindsay Lohan is Jane Fonda's granddaughter, which I mean, right there. If I'm a studio exec, it's a greenlight on the spot.
Yeah,
and hot, sexy. And it's obviously hot and sexy to me.
There's nothing hotter than the relationship.
And she has to go live with. She has to go live with her grandma for a while.
In Georgia, I assume.
No, the grandmother's name is Georgia. It's Georgia.
Where do they live?
It might be in Georgia.
It's gotta.
I forget.
It has to be a double.
Yeah.
It could be in California.
Or it's like a city named Georgia in Tennessee.
I live in Idaho.
Idaho, Anya says.
Oh my God.
I don't think you understand. I'm going to watch this the second that we're done here.
And you'll see why I kind of fumbled around what the premise is, because I don't want to.
Yeah.
When you watch it, I guarantee you'll message me and say, I understand you, Caleb.
Can we like live DM?
I'm going to watch it at the same time as you do. So go ahead and DM me about it. I'll be watching.
Okay.
And you guys can both DM me, and when you're like, oh my God, Caleb, I would have never. I'll be like, yes.
We'll group text.
We'll be like, do you remember that part when? And then you'll be like, no.
No, I do not.
He'll be like, no, I actually don't know what the movie was about. Just remember liking it.
Jill, what's next on your records?
Okay, this might be controversial, but I also want to talk about Pinkberry.
Thank you.
Culturally.
Yes.
That's how I know you're from the East Coast.
Yeah,
the cultural phenomenon that is Pinkberry.
Yeah, because I am I think their last customer. I don't know anyone else who goes there. And I go there a lot still. Like there's one, I live near one, so I'm there a lot. And it's not even like I'm trying anything new. Like I'm getting like the original flavor with like M&Ms.
And when you moved into your current place, did you go, oh my God, and it's so close to a Pinkberry?
Literally, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. No, I love when that happens.
Okay, no, you're right though about like growing up on the East Coast, because I felt like when I lived in New Jersey, I saw so many paparazzi photos of the celebs that I liked, like Vanessa Hudgens and Ashley Tisdale and Miley Cyrus, and they were always at Pinkberry.
Yes.
And we didn't have Pinkberry in New Jersey at the time. And I was like, I truly was like, this is like a luxe, like LA, like bougie, frozen yogurt place. And all we have is red mango.
Frozen yogurt from someone in the Midwest, maybe you have a similar experience. I had never heard of it in the concept that it was. And I went to Jewish summer camp on the East Coast.
Did you?
I've never talked about it with you before.
Wait, where?
I went to camp in Maine.
Where?
Moden.
Oh, okay. I don't know it.
Damn. I was really hoping
but I do know a lot of them.
2 people.
Yeah.
But I would go visit, I would talk to my friends while they were home in Manhattan, and they would be like, Pinkberry are 13 handles. They loved that shit. And I felt like such a fucking loser because I was like, I don't even understand what that is. I don't know what that is.
You're like, we're going to Dairy Queen.
I was like, yes, bitch. I'm getting the Tweety Bird gel icing little cup ice cream from Dairy Queen. And they're like, no, I get to choose my top. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I would visit them for camp reunion or whatever. And we would go and I was like, what? I remember the first time one of them took me, obviously it was second nature to them. They go every day. They're obsessed with the place. I didn't understand. You get the cup, you go to whatever thing, you pull a handle. I was like, what am I doing? I felt like such a little freak. And not in the cool way that you guys are, my little freaks.
Our podcast listeners are little freaks. Jill, would you want the aliens? So obviously you want the aliens to eat this.
Yeah, well, I feel like, to me, Pinkberry was a vibe shift. And so, like, it's actually kind of like a cultural study of, like, the photos of people outside of Pinkberry. And you're right. And I didn't know about frozen yogurt either. I remember, like, when it, like, came on the scene. And I was like, but what? It's ice cream. But it's not. It's ice cream.
It's
but it's
sour.
not.
It's ice cream, but it's sour.
We went to Red Mango all the time, which didn't taste good. And I was like, I don't understand this, but there must be something about Pinkberry. And it was like, I remember there was just a moment in time. There was celebrities going to Pinkberry, and then they would go to Coachella. And that was all I wanted. It was like, Pinkberry was so aspirational to me.
And look at you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right near a Pinkberry, and nobody else goes there.
From a Coachella.
And mere hours. I guess I am not sure what I want the aliens to know about Pinkberry. I just really like it.
What?
No, that's important. That's good enough.
That's as important as
that's
anything
enough.
else.
Yeah.
What if you had to give them like a direction? Like you would be like, you're gonna go in. This is what you're gonna do. What would their order be? Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
What would their procedure be?
I am like such a purist though. Like I really only get original, and then I get M&Ms, which isn't exciting at all. I would tell them to.
Though.
Yeah, but like when it first started happening, that kind of like choose your own adventure serving style was very new. And when I was like 14, whatever, I used to like fuck around so hard with like, fuck it, gummy worms. I'm going to get a strawberry flavor. I'm going to get a vanilla flavor, Oreos, marshmallow. You know what I mean? Like just chaos. So I do think like if I sent an alien in there, I would want them to like explore that before landing on something that was.
Try a little bit of everything.
Yeah, before like ultimately eating something that was good.
Get the little ketchup cups, taste each flavor.
Oh, yeah.
One thing I can't. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, no, I was going to say another thing lost to COVID. The little ketchup cups.
Little ketchup cups.
Well, corporations are
we have
greedy.
nothing anymore.
One thing I can't abide is, when you go to like this, like you go to a Pinkberry where you serve yourself, or you go to like maybe a or something, bleeping all of this. No free clap for the girlies.
No free clap for the girlies.
But you go to and they give you they're like, oh, a trio of scoops. I think it's insane. There are flavor houses, right? There's like fruity, there's like savory, there's like when I see someone get like raspberry with butter pecan and it's in the same bowl, I'm like, you fucking perverted, demented. I'm sorry, but that is sick. You know what I mean? It has to be in the same house.
With those flavor profiles, there's also like coinciding topping options.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have to stay within your fucking lane.
You can't do Heath Bar on a fruit flavor.
Well, what the fuck are you doing that?
It's sick.
You know what I think is also equally as weird? Is like going to one of these places that offers you this kind of like dessert bar toppings and getting no toppings.
Weird.
It's sick. That's sick.
Weird.
That's a sickness.
It's like it's
or
free.
Is it hot in the way that that deleting your top 8 is hot? Or is it cool? I don't think it is. I think it's actually serial killer behavior. But
no, I don't think it's cool.
I think there's a opportunity for it to be cool.
Yeah, usually less is more. With like the rule of being cool is like less is more.
Right.
But to me, this is like this makes you like uninteresting and bland and honestly psychotic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like what kind of music do you like? And you're like, I don't really listen to music.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do lesses. You can't do minimalism in a maximalist environment.
Yeah.
You've got 70,000 toppings in front of you. You can't go plain because that's too stark. You can only do that in normal settings. You know what I'm saying?
It's
someone getting just original flavor with nothing on top actually.
I would not speak to them again.
I'm feeling like genuinely unsettled and scared.
There's bodies in the basement, honey. There's bodies in the basement. That's some John Wayne Gacy shit.
I'm freaking out.
It's like, what are you going to crunch on?
I don't feel at home in my own body thinking about this.
The idea of that invokes the same feeling as me as when you read those like 13 terrifying last meals that people requested on death row, and it's like a pea with a fork and a knife.
Yeah.
That's the same thing I feel if you think of someone just get Jill throwing up.
Like,
Jill throwing up.
It's chilling. I'm literally dry heaving.
It's crazy to me. There's more on your record, no?
Yes. I have also the glances exchanged between Kirsten Dunst, Gabrielle Union, and Eliza Dushku and Bring It On.
Thank you.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Thank you. Fuck.
Yeah. Because, like, so with Freaky Friday, I wanted to, like, zoom out as a whole. Like, to me, everything about that movie is perfect. Wouldn't change a thing. Bring It On is another one of these for me, but I feel like what's really important, the big takeaway from Bring It On today is the glances exchanged between Kirsten Dunst, Gabrielle Union, and Eliza Dushku.
You wanted to, with Freaky Friday, throw a wide net around queerness, and now you're choosing to zoom in on specifically lesbianism.
Yeah. yeah.
Basically is the approach.
Did you? Yes. There was a part of that movie that I didn't understand till later in life that I'm thinking you as someone from Jersey probably understood right away, which was that's all right, that's okay, you're going to pump our gas someday. Line. Yeah. I did not know what the fuck they were talking about. I was like, okay, doing a favor.
And as you're saying that, I'm having the realization that wasn't weird to me at all.
Right, and it was weird to me.
I didn't even think about that because I was
like... We are not the same. Yeah. That was weird to me.
Yeah, no, it was like, that was like a diss of like, you're going to be a gas station attendant, which is not a thing anywhere outside of New Jersey.
At all.
And also, like, I mean, we don't need to get into the politics of it, but gas station attendants are lovely, and, like, that is such a luxury. Like, I do miss being in New Jersey. There's something so horrible about just, like, handing your credit card out the window and just somebody else does it. Like, what? I don't know.
I had only ever experienced that driving through New Jersey, and I was in... like rural Oregon last summer, and it was late at night, and I pulled my like rental car up to a gas station, and a guy came out, and like he didn't look like he worked there, like he wasn't wearing a uniform or anything. He just like popped out with like kind of a coffee, and he was like, "I'll get that for you," and I was like, "No, I'll be getting it myself." Like I was very much like, "No, thank you," and he was like, all right, and then he goes back in and like sends out like a manager in a uniform, and is like, "Hey, what's going on here?" And I was like, "Oh." I was like, that guy wanted to pump my gas, but I just can handle it. I'm fine. And he was like, oh, he works here, and that's like what we do. And I was like, oh, well, I just didn't get that vibe. I'm sorry. And I was like, can I just do it?
Not giving off works here.
Yeah, he was giving off hangs out here, and like, I don't know, maybe I throw him $5 or something. I was like, no, I'm fine. Anyway, it was very off-putting because it was the only time outside of Jersey I'd ever seen someone try to do that.
Yeah.
It's so Jersey.
And it's so funny because I didn't know, like, until I went to college that was not a thing in other places. And I was like, what do you mean I have to do it? How do I do it? Like, I didn't know how to do it at all.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I didn't
Insane.
So that scene specifically, I think, speaks to what you're talking about, because that was a pretty tense scene between all three of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, but that's not is that the You've Been Touched by an Angel scene?
No, that's outside of the Comptons.
The You've Been Touched by an Angel scene is different.
You've been touched by an angel girl.
Yeah. That scene is
She's not worth
hot.
it. Yeah. I want to beat this Buffy down. She's not worth it. I'll never
You've
forget.
been touched by an
I'll never
angel
forget.
girl.
Gabrielle Union, God bless. I mean...
Gabrielle
Stunning.
Union is timeless, ageless. She could get it then. She can get it now. She can get it whenever she wants. You know what I mean?
God, Jill, I've never seen Shelby. I've known Shelby for years, and I've never seen her behave like this.
That's not true.
You're being like powerfully horny in a hot way. I'm like into it.
Yeah.
You're being like extremely horny.
Do you want to hook up later?
You're gripping the sides of the chair.
I've been doing that this whole time. I gotta be honest. Can I tell you the truth about where my hands are at and generally the vibe?
Yeah.
These are so low.
Sure.
And I don't know where my hands go. I've just been putting them around.
Shelby said,
hoping to find
Gabrielle
something.
Union could get it any day of the week. And then I said, you're being a little weird. And Shelby said, I'm always like this. I'm like, honey.
I'm trying to find a place for my hands. I've been spending the past hour thinking, where did these go? I've held
feel
this
like
a little bit. I've moved this around.
Jill said, I feel like we've gotten off track.
No, I was going to say... It's really powerful. I feel like Caleb and I were both kind of like, we both said something along the lines of Gabrielle Union is, and then we're completely speechless. And then we got to you and you had a monologue prepared.
Yeah, I do my prep work for the pod.
Jill and I said fill in the blank, and Shelby said, no problem.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. No, but that movie is like, it's 90% glancing, and which is like a lesbian love language. And I think also it's like really hard to choose like who to even ship a lesbian relationship between, because it's like, you know, Missy and Torrance, like that, like really, that's something powerful. But then Tor and, wait, what is Gabrielle Union's character's
gay
name?
boyfriend?
boyfriend.
Her gay boyfriend.
The gayest boyfriend that's ever lived.
Yeah. Wait, what is Gabrielle Union's character's name? Why is it escaping me?
I can't think of it.
I
always literally just think of her as Gabrielle
I've
Union.
literally never had to know her name.
Yeah. Her character's name is Gabrielle Union in Bring It On.
It's ISIS.
Right.
Which, guys.
Well, if we knew then what we know now, huh?
Sure,
Anyway,
we wouldn't have named her
Tor
ISIS.
and ISIS, they really had a thing going too.
Oh my God, how hot was that?
But I do think ultimately they're too powerful to be together, you know?
Yeah. When she rips up the check.
Wow.
I will say, as someone who grew up poor, when she ripped up that check, I was like, oh, could not be me. I would take charity, honey. In a heartbeat, I would take charity.
Is there also anything hotter than when they go, no tattoos, and she goes,
No.
that was the hottest thing that's ever happened to me.
You guys could probably answer this for me. What is with lesbians and glancing?
What isn't with, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What's going on there? Like lesbians?
Tension sexually.
Yeah, no, I actually wrote about this like queer theory style in my book, even though I've never studied queer theory. That it's repression, honey. It's literally the only. It's like so many lesbian movies are literally like two women who, like, if they speak to each other, will die. And ultimately they both do die at the end.
Yeah.
And so all they have to like communicate desire or anything at all is to glance at each other from across the room. And I think that's been passed down through generations.
Lock eyes from across the room.
And now we love to glance. We love like a pinky finger grazing in the dark. But never touching or consummating. Yeah.
God bless.
Yeah. It's hot.
God bless lesbians.
You don't vibe with a glance at all?
I mean, I just think I a glance can be so hot, but I do think that glancing is queer. I think that gay men have glancing. I think that we also have a part in glancing. But so specifically.
Okay, taking something away from lesbians.
Yeah, I'm like, I think it's ultimately for gay men. But I think so specifically it belongs to lesbians, and I think that's
Thank you.
Yeah, I think lesbians love to like yearn, and like in order to yearn, you have to glance. Does that make sense?
And
it's
gay
like
men
math.
love to shop, or whatever, or go to a parade.
Or whatever, yeah.
I don't know what they do.
No, yeah, or whatever.
Yeah.
Jill, we are. I think almost out of time with you. What is there anything else you want to throw on the records at the last minute? 11th hour style?
Yeah, this is actually a perfect thing to throw on at the last minute so that we don't actually have to talk about it that much. Something I would throw to space for the aliens to study is simply a Taylor Swift avatar on Twitter telling you to die. Because I think that says a lot about our culture.
Yeah, and that's happened to you, of course.
Of course, so many times. And to so many people, to so many journalists or writers or people who simply tweeted about Taylor Swift in even a positive way. But Swifties can be so scary. And I think that there is something really funny about like Stan Twitter, specifically for me, Taylor Swift Stan Twitter, of just like a bunch of like her like little white woman face and a bunch of tweets that are just like calling somebody a cunt and telling you to die. You know what I mean?
And so often it's from that first album, the blue one with when she had curly hair in it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Tim McGraw.
Where she's literally like 14.
not the one now that's like a little Indian folk, like the one when she was just curly hair, blue in the background. I can see it.
No, it's her like beaming and 14, and it's like fuck off and die. Yeah. And I just think,
Who did I activate recently? I
the Barbs.
I mobilized. Did I get them? I definitely mobilized Bicycle Twitter recently, but there was a stand specifically female musicians. Their stand-ums. I didn't even say. I don't remember who it was, but I didn't even say something super critical, and they were in my DMs like, "Would your employer like to know you tweeted this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's why they hired me, bitch." Like, they're so like they really want to ruin your life. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, you cannot fuck with Swifties and you cannot fuck with Barbs.
Barbs are genuinely kind of scary. Like
I activated Barbs one time and this was like before my book.
I still can't sleep.
This was way before my book was out. It was like right when pre-orders were like available for the first time. And I said something about, it was like when Nicki Minaj said something about the vaccine.
Her cousin's friend's testicles.
Yeah, and I tweeted something that I don't even remember what it was. It was honestly so far removed from that, such a like joke that is removed from the actual like vaccine of it all. I don't even know. And then I like saw a movie and I came back and something had happened, and I still on Barnes and Noble have like one review where some barb got on there and was like, "This book is not feminism, actually." It was very like Mean Girls, like, do not buy this book. It's not feminism.
I heard she had sex with a hot dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will not be speaking about the barbs ever again.
I
won't
redact
send this part of the pod. We'll redact barbs.
We'll redact, don't worry. I will not send a risky internet post and then go into a movie anymore.
No,
that's
nope.
That's a mistake you only make once. I will say that. I did it once.
Really
and
is.
It really ruined my life.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, because it just takes. You never want to activate a stand-up, and you never want to take 2 hours off your phone, period.
Yeah, totally.
Don't step away for 2 hours.
Or go off the grid. This is me announcing I'm going off the grid.
Yeah, you're like, or it could be powerful if...
Very cool. Would be very cool to go off the grid.
It couldn't be me.
Oh.
I buy airplane Wi-Fi. I don't want to be off the grid.
To do nothing. I buy airplane Wi-Fi
I
to
buy
be on
airplane
Instagram.
Wi-Fi in case anyone wants to reach out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to wait. Buy it just to
I'm
wait
like,
in
all right,
bed.
well, Wi-Fi turned on, time to take a nap. Like, what the fuck?
I'm available, and that's so unfortunate.
I would love to be the cool girl who's like, I won't be available these times. Instead, I'm like, it'll be the 15 minutes during takeoff before the Wi-Fi really comes in, and then after that, you can catch me flying through the sky talking to whoever will talk to me.
That is me. Just like embarrassing availability.
Yeah.
Jill, people can buy your book, which they know, and where can they find you online?
You can find me online on Twitter at Jillboard, spelled like billboard, or on Instagram, my name, Jill Gutowitz, and you can buy my book anywhere. Amazon, which I wouldn't recommend, local bookstore, Barnes & Noble, anything like that, yeah.
Amazing.
Buy the fucking book.
Buy the book, you freaks. Is there anything else you want to tell people before we go?
No, I just, be gay, do crime, the usual. Thank you guys so much for having me. This was a blast.
Hit my cell.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, this is an incredible episode. Hit my cell X.
Hit my cell X.
Hit my cell X.
Yeah, hit the cell X.
We'll talk later when we watch Georgia Rule.
Yeah. Let's live DM through the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Bye!
That was a HeadGum original.